with the Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Jaime, and it is my job this morning to go through this KryptonBit presentation with you, show you the opportunity that's right in front of us, and talk to you a little bit about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin mining and trading. As we know, Bitcoin has taken the world by storm, and Bitcoin is no longer the currency of the future. It's currently 800 times more powerful and stronger than the dollar. So there's a huge opportunity right now for some of us who will take advantage of it. Experts are predicting that Bitcoin will take on a turn and be valued right over $3,000 by the end of 2017, which is an amazing growth, considering that in 2009 when it launched valued at 6 cents. So over the course of the last few years, it's gone from 6 cents to over $800 per Bitcoin. And it's there's no slowing down right now. It looks like for the crypto world and the mainstream world, the huge acceptance of cryptocurrency and the value that it represents and the services that it represents, not just here in America, but all throughout the world, where people have limited access to banking and limited access to being able to purchase online because of the lack of Visa, MasterCards, American Expresses around the world. We understand why cryptocurrency is really taking the world by storm, considering the fact that just a transaction from peer to peer and the fees are so limited that it makes no more sense to send money through the banking system or through services like MoneyGram, where you're paying a huge amount of money to send a limited amount of funds. And the security in cryptocurrency is just amazing through the blockchain technology, where every single transaction gets recorded, and you can trace the Bitcoin all the way back to its point of origin where it was first mined. So for security purposes, it's a lot safer and better to use cryptocurrency. Bitcoin dominating the market at this moment. And it doesn't look like it's going to slow anytime soon. You know, if you want to do your own research, I suggest you go on YouTube and search out videos about Bitcoin mining, Bitcoin trading, and what experts are saying about Bitcoin. There's some experts that are saying on stages like CNN and Fox News that in the near future, Bitcoin is going to be worth around $10,000 per Bitcoin. So there's a huge opportunity right now. There's big names behind investing into cryptocurrency, and that's what I want to go over right now. The name of our company is KryptonBit. It is a trading and mining platform where we allow KryptonBit to use our Bitcoin to trade, and as a return, they share on the profits of their trading. So it's an amazing opportunity. It's a real revolution. It's a brand new platform. You're one of the first ones to hear about this going to the masses. So I want you to pay close attention to what we're going to go over. And if you have any questions, write them down and then get back with the person who shared this video with you and get your questions answered. Make sure that you do your research about cryptocurrency, KryptonBit, Bitcoin mining, and Bitcoin trading. And let's go ahead and get started. Bitcoin is digital currency. For those of you, I know most of you already know this, but like I shared with you, it was created in 2009, and it was truly a way of payment in the platforms of programming. So programmers will pay each other with Bitcoin, and the story has it that at one point, one of the programmers, he had so much Bitcoin and he was hungry, and he posted online that he was willing to give up a certain amount of Bitcoin. I've heard 10,000 Bitcoin. I've heard more. If anybody would go online and purchase him a couple of pizzas for him and a couple of buddies. So a gentleman took up on that offer. He purchased a couple of pizzas from a Papa John, and he sent them over to the address. He received, I think it was about 10,000 Bitcoin. And now this gentleman who probably, bought pizzas for $20, $30, ended up with millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. And that's what created the first initial value of a Bitcoin. That's what created the first demand for Bitcoin. it gave it real value. And the value started off right around 6 cents in 2009. Now, cryptocurrency is not owned by any government, is not regulated by any government, but is recognized by many governments. So Bitcoin transactions are sent from peer to peer by via electronic wallets. So you would open up a Bitcoin wallet. There's a popular one called Coinbase. Very secure, very safe. There's others like blockchain wallet. There's a Zappo. These are some of the most common ones. And you will consider these wallets as your bank account. Like if you have a bank account with Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, wherever it is that you bank, these bank accounts, these wallets are at your disposal. And the only way that anyone can send Bitcoin through this wallet it's a push through method instead of a pull through method. As an example, when you order something online, you put in your ATM card if you're using the regular banking system, and then the transaction happens on a pull through basis. They go into your account and they pull the money out. So because of that, there's a lot of fraud that happens. And an example of that would be if I order something online, then I receive the product, I call my bank and I let them know, hey, I didn't order this product. They are by law enforced, or they are by law forced to give me my money back. And I can choose at that point to be a person of integrity and return the product, or keep the product and just claim fraud. And because of that, merchants and bank institutions have a lot of chargebacks. With cryptocurrency, those chargebacks pretty much disappear because if for anyone to send Bitcoin, they have to push the currency out, so no one goes into your wallet and pulls anything out. So transactions, chargebacks, and fraud pretty much they disappear with cryptocurrency, with Bitcoin, and that is a benefit to the merchant and the banking system. And this is basically, just letting you know a little bit more of how it is that money gets pushed out. It's peer-to-peer. There are very limited fees. You can send a lot of Bitcoin, a lot of money worth of Bitcoin, basically for pennies. And that's a huge advantage to a lot of people that are paying large amounts and waiting for a very long time for that transaction to take place. I had a friend who had to send money to Germany, and he sent it through the regular banking system. Not only was he charged a huge fee, but the money took about a week and a half. Even though it's an electronic transfer from the bank here in the United States to the bank in Germany, it's electronic. It still took about a week and a half, and this gentleman had to pay a large percentage in fees. When using Bitcoin, that transaction would have happened in minutes, and the fees would have been pennies. So it's one of the great benefits of using Bitcoin. The blockchain technology, a lot of experts are saying, and there's a great TED talk on YouTube that talks about blockchain technology and really the revolution that is causing, how banking systems all over the world are taking a look at the blockchain as a better method of recording every transaction and eliminating fraud. It's a public ledger. And every single transaction that happens with Bitcoin gets recorded on this ledger, and it's public for everyone to be able to see. So every transaction that you send out from your Bitcoin wallet, in seconds, right after you send the Bitcoin, gets recorded on this ledger, and then it is given a unique set of numbers. And through those set of numbers, every transaction creates a brand new transaction number. And through those set of numbers, the Bitcoin that you sent can be traced not only to your transaction, but even before that, all the way to the point of origin of this Bitcoin, because Bitcoin cannot be printed. Bitcoin has to be mined. And there's only a certain amount of Bitcoin that can be mined. So that's creating a huge supply and demand, because there's a limited supply and the demand continues to increase, giving the coin so much value. It was set for a certain amount of Bitcoin to be mined, and every 4 years that the transactions get harder, because the way that it's mined is through math problems online. and you need machinery, you need fans, you need servers, you need computers. And the math problems, every single math problem that gets solved, the very next math problem increases in challenge. So it gets harder and harder and harder to mine Bitcoin. And every 4 years, so originally, for every math problem that you solve, you receive a block of 25 Bitcoin. Every 4 years, that gets split in half. So it just split this last year in 2016. Now, for every math problem, the miner only receives 12 Bitcoin. In about 3.5 years, for every math problem, they're only going to receive 6 Bitcoin, and all the way down to where it's broken down into fractions until the last Bitcoin is mined. So because it's such a limited supply of Bitcoin, it doesn't lose its value. With the dollar, the problem with the dollar is there is no gold backing it anymore. And whenever more dollars are needed, they just hit print and more dollars are printed, creating this vast amount of dollars with very, very little value. With Bitcoin is the complete opposite. There's a finite number. And because there's a finite number, Bitcoin becomes more and more valuable as time goes on, as it gets closer to the end of the mining process. So it's a huge opportunity, very exciting times if you're into that kind of stuff. But for those of you who are just like me, who hardly understand most of this, but understand opportunity, for myself, I understand one thing. This is a time over the next 4 to 5 years to do whatever it is required for us to gain Bitcoin, hold it in our wallet, and go for a ride of our lives. Use it as currency, move it among the members, but keep as much of the Bitcoin as possible, because wealth will be created with Bitcoin for those who have the most Bitcoin in their Bitcoin wallet when this is all said and done. So that is where our company comes in. It helps us to not only participate in this cryptocurrency world, but also grows our Bitcoin wallets and the amount of Bitcoin that we're able to retain. So it's an amazing program. Bitcoin mining, like I explained, is done through mathematical problems. This is Bitcoin trading. I'll give you an example. Anyone, you, your neighbors, myself, we can all trade Bitcoin publicly. The problem is you probably don't have enough Bitcoin for this to be a profitable business model on your own. For instance, if right now Bitcoin was, as in this example, $679, and in 10-15 minutes, Bitcoin goes up to $684, there is a $5 profit there. If you were to trade your Bitcoin at that moment, you buy low, you sell high. But you would probably have to do a whole lot of trading or have a whole lot of Bitcoin for this to make sense, because at a $5 profit, it almost makes no sense to anyone to do this as a real business. But when you allow a trading platform like KryptonBit to trade on your behalf, and they take not only your Bitcoin, but the Bitcoin of all the members, and they trade it all at the same time. If the company is trading 50,000 Bitcoin per transaction, now those $5 becomes $250,000. And the way that our company operates, and this is just an example of the amount of money that has been moved through Bitcoin over the years. In 2012, $2 million worth of Bitcoin were used through transactions. In 2015, over $500 million was used through Bitcoin in transactions. So the trend is happening right in front of us. More and more people are utilizing Bitcoin as a method of payment, and it's only creating a larger demand for such a limited supply of Bitcoin. So these are just some of the companies that are investing in Bitcoin infrastructure. If you look at the left-hand side here, you see the New York Stock Exchange and the United States Armed Forces. Over $75 million were raised for Coinbase Universal, which is one of the most popular Bitcoin wallets. If you go right below that, you see that Citigroup, JP Morgan, and other financial institutions, they raised over $60 million in digital assets, holdings for financial services that have to do with Bitcoin. You see that even payment institutions like Visa and Capital One are investing into mining infrastructures. Goldman Sachs, over $50 million, and Circle Internet Financial Universal, which is another Bitcoin operation. And the names go on. And these are some of the people that you may recognize that are not only endorsing Bitcoin, but don't take this for granted. They are trying the hardest that they can to retain as much Bitcoin as possible because they know the trends. When you see Richard Branson, Bill Gates, Al Gore, and these people aren't just endorsing Bitcoin, you better believe that they're doing their very best to attain and retain as much Bitcoin as possible because they understand what's going to happen. So if people like these people here are doing their best to gather Bitcoin, I think that it's a very good idea for you and I to join the movement here and start immediately, whether small or large, to do our best that by the end of this year we have as much Bitcoin as possible. Because if right now Bitcoin is sitting at right over $800 a Bitcoin, and they're saying that over the next 12 months it's going to shoot up to over $3,000 a Bitcoin, it's a very smart idea to gather as much Bitcoin as possible. And that's where we come in. KryptonBit is a company that takes the Bitcoin of the members and they trade all at once and they share in the profits depending on your level of participation. So, for instance, this is just talking about the opportunity. I already went through this, so we're just going to move right along to your method of participation through the affiliate program. You can participate on a 70-30 split if you participate at a silver level membership. That means that for 150 working days, trading days, you participate on a 70-30 split. So you allow the company to trade your Bitcoin, and for 150 trading days, you participate in the profit. So if the company on a trade makes $10, $3 is for you, $7 is for the company on your particular Bitcoin. If you participate with the gold membership, then for 225 profitable trading days, you split the profit 60-40. So if the company makes $10 on a trade, $4 are for you, $6 are for the company. Or you can participate at a platinum level, which for 300 profitable trading days, there's a 50-50 split, which is the one that makes the most sense to me. For instance, if a company makes $10 on a trade in Bitcoin, you would earn 5 and the company would earn 5. So you're splitting the profits with the company on profitable trading days. So, on the platinum level is the one that makes the most sense to me if you're here to do your very best to gain Bitcoin and make a profit. And these are the pricings on the packages. Now, even though these are written in dollar, it's only written in dollar for us to understand what it means. But you pay with Bitcoin because you're allowing the company to trade with Bitcoin, and you receive your profits in Bitcoin, which is the best thing because as Bitcoin continues to go up, the profits that you earn. I'll give you an example. If you're at a platinum level and the company earns $10 on a trade in Bitcoin and you're on a 50-50 split, although you earn $5 worth of Bitcoin, with Bitcoin going up, those $5 over the next couple of months or year, those $5 can turn into $40, $50, $60 worth of Bitcoin because the pricing of Bitcoin, the value of the Bitcoin is climbing up. So it's an amazing opportunity, honestly, when you look at what's possible for you if you join our club. It's a trading club, and it's an amazing opportunity. The company has a structure where you're able to build an organization if you so choose to. You can refer other members that want to participate in the club and earn a commission. All commissions are paid out in Bitcoin, which is amazing because if you refer a platinum member and they want to participate at a platinum level, which is $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, you will earn $200 worth of Bitcoin. Now, again, with Bitcoin value shooting up, those $200 worth of Bitcoin over the course of the next 12 months can literally be $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. So although you're getting paid 20%, 20% can mean a lot more than just 20% because of the value of Bitcoin going up. There are no limit to the amount of people that you can refer to participate in the club. You can refer 2, you can refer 10, you can refer 100. That's completely up to you and how aggressive you want to participate and earn Bitcoin. The company also allows you to build a sales force where we help the company to gather as much Bitcoin as possible so that the trading volume can be up, so that every profit that the company makes, it's even larger for the company. Since they're making the trades anyways, they might as well be trading with 1,000 Bitcoin, 3,000 Bitcoin, 100,000 Bitcoin, and let the company grow. Because the bigger the company is, the more solid our Bitcoin becomes. So just remember that Bitcoin gains its value because of supply and demand and because of the amount of transactions. The more people that are using Bitcoin and transactions, whether they're withdrawing from this platform or buying something online or sending money to a family member in another country or paying for a business transaction or a service, the more transactions that happen, the faster the value of Bitcoin, the faster the value of Bitcoin that goes up. So it is to our advantage to have as much Bitcoin moving from wallet to wallet as possible, because we are creating the demand and the supply is so limited. But if you choose to build a sales force that helps this company to gather as many members that are willing to use Bitcoin as a transaction, or willing to allow the company to trade their Bitcoin for them, you can earn 10,000 or 10%. 10% of whatever your smaller sales force produces. You're only allowed to build 2 sales forces. In this example, you have a split right in the middle. You have a left team, you have a right team. If your sales force on the right generates $20,000 worth of Bitcoin in a single day, and the other does 25,000, then you will get paid on the $20,000 worth of Bitcoin, which is your lesser volume. At 10%, that's $2,000 worth of Bitcoin that you would earn. Now, there's a max payout for this. In your position, in your Salesforce position, you're only allowed to earn $10,000 worth of Bitcoin per day, which literally means if you have 100 active platinum members on the left, 100 active platinum members on the right, that each refer just one person a day, you would be earning around $10,000 worth of Bitcoin per day, and that is the max that you can earn per position. That is a pretty large amount. So this is the most exciting part of our compensation plan. I've been involved in marketing now for a very long time, since 2001. And every time I look down in my organization, I would see countless people that did their very best. They tried their very hardest. They put in the work, but unfortunately, they couldn't earn a dime because they couldn't balance out their sales force. With this compensation plan, with this component of a compensation plan, even if myself, say I'm not that good at building an organization and I'm struggling to build a team, and I bring in one person and this person begins to build and they get it faster than I get it, and they start building faster than I'm building, then I am guaranteed, depending on my level of participation, if you see on the right-hand side, that I'm going to earn some money. So here's an example of this. If people participate at a silver level, which is $250 worth of Bitcoin that they would be trading, then they would earn $10 per entry for 3 levels. So for instance, if they just refer 3 people over the next 3 levels, that means that they will be earning around $270 worth of Bitcoin per, in that particular instance. At a gold level at 500, they will participate on 7 levels of payout, and at the platinum level, they will participate through all 18 levels of payout. And if you look at this example, that can mean a huge amount of money, because you're getting paid $10 worth of Bitcoin per entry. So every time someone enrolls and participates in this platform, you're making $10, $10, $10, $10 down 18 levels of depth. So that's a huge amount of money, and it levels out the playing field, because in the binary component, which I'll go back to, in the binary component, you're getting paid on your lesser size sales force. So if you only had one person there, then naturally you wouldn't get paid that much. But in this component, if that one person was just in your strong leg, not even on your lesser leg, but it will be on your larger team, and that person just takes off, you have a huge amount of money that you would generate in Bitcoin for you to be able to transfer over to your Bitcoin wallet and retain as this Bitcoin movement continues to gain more momentum and more speed. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is our presentation of KryptonBit. It's an amazing opportunity, but what I want to do right now is really give you a little bit of insight of what exactly is going on with Bitcoin, because I think that when you see information online, this is the blockchain technology. This is the ledger that I was referring to during our presentation, where every single transaction gets recorded. I'll give you a couple of examples here of what's happening. But as you see on the left-hand side, this is real time. This is real-time transactions that are happening. And these numbers on the left-hand side, the blue numbers, these are the transactions numbers that are being recorded. So if I just pick any of them, click on any of them, and I'll try to do my best to pick a good one here. It'll give you details of how much Bitcoin was sent or received and the fees that it costs. So if I wanted to translate into dollars, I just go to this green button. It'll translate into dollars. So for instance, this person here, it was an input and output. So this person sent $30.04 and they paid a 12-cent fee. So that was a small transaction, but for $30 they paid 12 cents. Now if I go to Western Union, hold on a second. If I go to like a Western Union or something like that, I'm gonna pay a lot more than 12 cents to send any amount of money. And I want to go now to $8 right now. Number two is Ethereum at $9.77. So you see the huge gap. That's because there's so many transactions that are happening right now with Bitcoin that Bitcoin is just dominating the market. So these are all the cryptocurrencies that are recognized to be legitimate cryptocurrencies. So if you've ever taken a look at a business opportunity and they're talking to you about cryptocurrency, if their coin is not on this exchange, on this website, it's not recognized as real cryptocurrency. So you want to make sure that you do your due diligence. Let me go to CoinDesk. Pretty much just about anything from anywhere using Bitcoin. But let me just click on this graph. We're gonna go ahead and take you back a few years so you can see the trend of the ups and downs of Bitcoin, and ultimately how it got to where it is today, which is a total market domination right now, and with no signs of slowing down. So there's a pricing. It's up 0.7%, which it's great for us. It's great for us. I get excited every time I take a look at this, but I'm gonna go ahead and click on the entire history right here where it says all. And let's take you back all the way back to 2009. There it is. September 18th, 2010, Bitcoin was 10 cents. Let me see if I can move the ledger all the way to the beginning. There it is, September 6th. Well, September 10th, 2009. September 10th, 2010 was 6 cents. Let's move on all the way to this part of the ledger here. September 26th was 6 cents, 6 cents. Everything was 6 cents. It was dying. It was dead. It started climbing up. October 7th, 2010, it was 7 cents. Then October 8th was 9 cents. 9 cents. Now let's go back. let's spread it out a little bit all the way to 2016. Look at what happened from 2010 to 2013. Bitcoin went up from 6 cents to $25. Then the demand, the acceptance, the market acceptance really helped it to climb up. As you see, that was $889. And even on this down slope right here, December 23rd, 2013, Bitcoin was $716. Then the market stabilized, the market kind of leveled out. And then let's take it up. Let's stretch out the years a little bit more. March 23rd, 2015, 249. But as you can see, it never went back down to cents. It'll never go back down to cents. 2016, June 13th, 2016, $731. January 2nd, 2017, $985. So imagine if you would have found out about this opportunity when it was 6 cents, when it was 26 cents, way back when it started, when the pizza was purchased at 6 cents. If you would have bought enough Bitcoin, you wouldn't have been on this presentation. You would have been wealthy already. The good news is that although right now Bitcoin is over $800, experts are saying, and I'll take you right now to YouTube so that you can see what experts are saying about the future of Bitcoin, so that you can get a little excited, because looking at that graph, you would think that people are done with Bitcoin and that all the money was already made. But it's just beginning. It's just the beginning. Look at this. Bitcoin, $10,000 to $100,000 rise prediction by experts. Now, if Bitcoin right now is $800 and it shoots up to $100,000 or even $10,000, that means that we have a huge opportunity ahead of us. Here's another video that says Bitcoin will hit $10,000 and even $1 million, experts predict. So there's a huge opportunity ahead of us, and you're sitting right at the forefront of this. And just know that on average, on my platinum membership, per successful trading day, I'm earning around $9 a day worth of Bitcoin. Now, what does that mean if you just want to simplify it into simple math? That just means that I bought a membership at $1,000 worth of Bitcoin for 300 successful trading days. If it just stays on average at $9, I just turned $1,000 into $2,700. Now, because the market is up and down and because we can't predict the future, let's say I don't earn $2,700 worth of Bitcoin at the end of that run. But if I just earn $2,000 worth of Bitcoin at the end of that run, or even $1,500 worth of Bitcoin at the end of that run, there is no way and there is no bank institution in the world where I can leave my $1,000 where it will grow more than a couple of dollars by the end of 1 year. Here we have a platform to where by allowing them to trade my Bitcoin, I'm literally putting $1,000 worth of Bitcoin in, pulling out, even if it's $1,300 worth of Bitcoin out, earning $300 in profits for myself. That's a lot better than my chances with any banking institution in the world. So